Welcome back to Dark Nexus. Tonight, it's Act 4, Chapter 188. So we do pick up in the barracks of the Stewards of the Vault after having just bid adieu to Stanhope Nixon. We can gather up all of his loot to sell and profit. And then what is the plan for the rest of this day? Are we leaving today, or are we using the day to finish up some lingering business? Or is there more to discuss? Right now, again, the barracks here are kind of a graveyard, so if you have anything you want to talk about before you head back out in the city, this is a quiet, safe place to do it.
I think I need to know more about where we're going next.
How long were you in Aquino?
Bash and I were there together for about 2 years. But he was there for a time before I showed up.
Bash is visibly not looking at you and not meeting anyone's eyes.
Memories are still a bit fuzzy, but it's not going to be a pleasant homecoming.
I appreciate you don't want to talk about it much, but we do need to know as much as we can going in. Would you be willing to talk about your time there?
There's been a thing getting brought up. You know, the dreams we've been having. Mm-hmm. It seems like we're each getting the shared dream, right? And then something that is more specific or unique to each of us. Well, Bash and I have been having a shared piece of that dream. It involves... He looks at Bash.
Bash is still looking down.
But I'm going to have to say it, Boyle, I'm sorry. It involves a thing called the corpse orgy.
Pandora takes a moment to absorb that name.
Yeah.
Is there a check to be made on that?
Mm-hmm. I would take a history check.
39.
So from her studies over the years, in her Tima days, Pandora does retain some knowledge about like general history about Okano. Why don't I just start with kind of like what it is, where it is, and what's been going on there.
Yeah.
So Okano is the name of a city located on an island called Stone Spine Island, which is said to be located off the eastern shore of Cotopesh and Garoon. But really, if you look at a map, it's almost dead center in the middle of the Obari Ocean between Casmarin and Garoon. It's just that with Cotopesh having claimed it, it's now considered, part of that one continent. Mm-hmm. But it's a very, very mountainous, very rugged, very dangerous island. Obviously, at one point in its past history, volcanic. Now, super lush in some places, the way volcanic land can be. And because it's got really protected, beautiful coves there. But also, it's surrounded by jagged rocks and shallow water. So as you can imagine, it has since time immemorial been a haven for pirates. It was this very convenient place for pirates to stop, collect fresh water, provisions, and stuff without relying on the ports of the mainland nations. And this settlement became sort of official around 13 centuries ago when Captain Ilmatis Okano declared herself the Lord of the Port. And then after her death, Okano continued to serve as this slowly growing pirate port without centralized leadership for a long time, despite various attempts to kind of unify all the pirates under a single banner. But the pirates came from all over the region, from far to the south in both continents, far to the north, even as far out as Cheliax and Thuvia, way out on the western ends of Avestan and Garoon. So it was chaos for a long period of time, but growing. And that state of affairs ended around 300 years later when an organized group of Taldan sailors from Andorran took it upon themselves in an organized way to disrupt the activities going on there in a very long conflict that was known as the Time of Rent Sails. Now, eventually the pirates beat back the Andorrans, and a captain named Lash-Handed Naguli took control and the era of Okano as the major hub of slavery in this half of the globe began. And the city was independent for quite some time until the Pact Masters arrived in Katapesh 900 years or so ago. They came in, took control of the island, imposed order upon it, and incorporated it into the nation of Katapesh. And that's how it's remained ever since for around 900 years. So it's got a governor. The governor of the city of Okano and Stone Spine Island is this depraved man by the name of Morio Medasi. Do you know the Pact Masters? Have I talked about them at all, really?
I feel like you brought them up at one point, but it was very fleeting.
So we're not going to have to get too deep into the mythology of the Pact Masters in this campaign. So kind of like I did with Druma for Lulz's mom, I'll just throw a little bit at you because it's fun Galarian lore. Basically, these 5 beings appeared in Katapesh about a millennia ago. Angrul, Jinvar, Krimmeltuk, Morvithis, and Sandarkhan. They are 7-foot-tall humanoids covered in layered robes and their faces completely covered in hooded masks. So there's endless speculation about what the fuck they are. Are they aliens? Are they extraplanar? Whatever they are impossibly powerful on the arcane spectrum of magic use. They are not divine creatures. They're not driven. They don't drive a particular theological ideology. They are just grotesquely powerful mages. They took over the entire country. They just we would like this island. They grabbed that, and they are known for feats such as catching magic missiles out of the air and hurling them back. Yeah, so very, very powerful things. And long ago, back in the time of rent sales, when the Andorrans had kind of nominal control of the city, slavery was actually illegal for a very long period of time, but it was still being practiced. So the pirates had to find a way to move through and around the city without moving through the streets, without moving in public view. And this was when the so-called sweatways were created, which is this maze of tunnels beneath the city that connected numerous points in the harbor to all the strongholds and fortresses inside the city. There were so many tunnels that it was said you could actually get more places more directly and more quickly by moving underground in this era than you could through the chaotic warren of the city above. But of course, this was a place of misery and death, given the use that it was put to. And, eventually after the Pact Masters came, there was no need to move people in secret anymore because slavery was openly practiced. It was the industry of the city. So the sweatways first fell out of use, and then they were turned into the city's sewer system over some point in the last 900 years. I don't remember exactly when, but at some point in that period. So we know of the corpse orgy as this kind of boogeyman figure to Grip and, at the time, Roni from their time in Blossoming Thorn. It was whispered about by the captives there as this awful figure of horror and terror. There's no way to escape through the streets, and even if you could find your way down below the city streets into the old sweatways, the corpse orgy will get you. Now, no one knows exactly what the corpse orgy is because it's apparently a unique entity, and very few have ever survived encountering it. But the historical record, this is probably bringing back in some of the stuff that might have been interesting for Anathema to look up, does seem to indicate that it first manifested during the time of rent sales, and it was actually birthed out of the pain and anguish and misery of the slaves that died while being moved through those tunnels, that the corpses left by the knolls to rot down there took on a life of their own and rose up to fight on behalf of the victims. So a millennia ago, the corpse orgy was actually a boogeyman figure to the slavers who feared it and moved quickly to avoid encountering it. But when the Pact Masters came, the last thing they wanted was an entity in the tunnels that would help people trying to escape. So they captured it and did something to it, dominated it in some way. Now it acts to enforce their will. And so this thing that was once dedicated to hunting down and destroying anyone who took slaves now serves to make it impossible for anyone to escape captivity through the only place in the city where you possibly could. So there's this whole sprawling network of tunnels down there that freedom fighters could conceivably use to their advantage, but they can't because of this continued existence of this god-awful monster acting on behalf of the god-awful tyrants that rule this god-awful city.
What are the protections against teleportation in and out?
None that you would know. And I think really the thing to track is any organized movement to help many people is stymied by this system.
Trying to break out one person.
Yeah, maybe breaking out one person is fully possible. But in terms of trying to change the direction of this city and give hope to the people in captivity there, this thing quashes that. Like it seems like it's full existence. And is it even down there still? You don't. I mean, obviously we're playing a role-playing game. It's probably there. But I think people would not even be certain any which way. But just simply being able to name it is a thing that keeps all the people in the region who would try to get there and use those tunnels to get people out to effect change.
Or even just for the people that are trapped there.
Exactly.
Having a place to go to get away. Like
Yes.
they're too scared. Like it's worse to go down and be, I'm assuming, assimilated into this thing.
And that's exactly how you think of it.
And then what happens is then you are being forced to track down and assimilate other people who are just trying to get away.
Yeah, and the legend is now it won't even go after gnolls anymore. It considers them allies. So, yeah, it's just terrible.
Would Grip have any memory of just kind of two Okano questions I've got?
Yeah.
Biting Lash, the power or one among many of powerful entities in the city?
One of many, and not even among the most prominent.
Okay.
Kind of quietly one of the most dangerous, but so it's a city dominated by gnolls, and it's a city dominated by barbarity and cruelty. And one of the ways people who succeed there can succeed is by keeping their head down, doing their business, and taking out enemies without making a big giant public fuss of themselves. Because that draws attention.
Right, and that leads into the other thing. I would wonder if he remembers just moving about the city. If you're not, is it cosmopolitan enough that not being a gnoll isn't immediately going to draw attention, or is that an issue?
Yes, you could move about the city. It's the kind of place, though, where, if you see a bunch of gnolls throwing their weight around, you go the other way.
Yeah, okay.
But yes, you could move around the city.
But also, us moving around the city and having these marks on our necks.
Oh, I shouldn't have cut my hair.
I'm assuming that if that was discovered,
Yeah.
it would be as if we had no rights at all.
Yes, it would.
Regardless of if we showed up with money and paid our way in and we're I guess that's one of my questions is what protects anybody from walking into this place to not just be thrown into
By being a dangerous motherfucker. There is a governor, and there is, air quotes, law, but it is tyrannical might makes right rule there. And kind of whatever you can get away with, folks will try to get away with.
Probably good we don't have a paladin in this party, because that cover would be blown almost immediately.
Boy, I tell you, yeah.
Could one visualize from our dreams where the prisoner is in the city?
Both Bash and Grip have traveled from the harbor to Blossoming Thorn, and we know from one of the psychometry visions, Roni did even get out and get a certain distance away. Yes, you know where in the city Blossoming Thorn is.
Yeah, we know how to we know the direction to go to get there.
Yes.
And the direction to go to get away from there.
And as you picture the city, it's tucked against this natural harbor, and then right outside of it are these towering mountains. So the city is kind of scaling upward the further you get, deeper you get into it. So from the shore, you can really see most of the city because most of it's above you. So they would both recognize it by sight. It's this gigantic, 60-foot tall stone donut, basically. It's windowless ring, like 100 feet across. That's quite striking in its appearance.
Let me be clear. This is just one of many different sort of, so like there's like 100 of these in the city.
Yeah.
So it's conceivable that an infiltration is possible without bringing the entire city down on you.
100%. It's a city that's not as big as Casimir, but it's closer to Casimir than Thrushmore.
Have any of the dreams or things that we've had involving the prisoner given us sight of the cell? Like, it's not teleportable, like, based on what we've seen so far, or is it?
It is. It is the exact cell that you were kept in.
Oh.
You know it very, very well.
But you can't cast teleport. So.
No, I cannot.
No, but you can detect thoughts, and you could very easily.
Yeah, it is absolutely extractable. And in fact, Pandora, when she read the skin scrap, she did see Roni in that cell. She's seen it. She could go right there.
But then she can't go out again.
Because she can only do it once.
Unless we leave a ring somewhere and bring the other ring with us.
Then we have to be able to get small to get out of there.
Oh, right.
And I
keep forgetting that part. And but then we can't retrieve the one we live at the other place.
We've had a couple of days here. Let's assume that Bash has had time to use Identify to get the command words for the rings, obviously, and to definitively determine that 100 pounds of mass can be passed through it per day.
Per day.
So super useful. And two people shrinking down using reduced person absolutely could go through it.
But even with a reduced person, it's not a party.
You're not going to get a whole party through it. No.
Okay.
Much less others. Yeah, it's
okay.
It is insanely useful, but it's got its limits. Yeah.
Good to know.
Well, just on this small matter, I could take Word of Recall tomorrow, whatever day we're going. Best of all worlds. Teleport to the cell. Get her.
Let's get Word of Recall on the air. Talk through that on a high level, what that one does.
Do you want to tell us what that is, Robert, since it's one of your spells?
Well, she's about to take it. That's I have not taken it.
Okay.
It's just it is a cleric spell is all.
Word of Recall teleports you instantly back.
Wait, what level is that? Was this a 6th level spell? This might be a 6th level spell.
Oh, it is. Yeah, so I'm not doing that. Theraval could take it.
So Robert, why don't you give us the high level version of it?
Word of Recall teleports you instantly back to your sanctuary when the word is uttered. You must designate the sanctuary when you prepare the spell, and it must be a very familiar place.
Very familiar. I'm going to just note that language.
Mm-hmm. The actual point of arrival is a designated area no larger than 10 foot by 10 foot. You can be transported any distance within a plane, but cannot travel between planes.
Great.
You can transport, in addition to yourself, any objects as long as their weight doesn't exceed your maximum load. You may bring one additional willing medium or smaller creature carrying gear or objects up to their maximum load, or its equivalent per 3 caster levels. So it would be, if Theraval were casting it, for instance, it would be Theraval plus 4 other.
Theraval plus 4. Okay.
Yep.
Same with teleport.
So good to note, as you know, I know you all have been starting to cook your heads around, like, do we infiltrate? Do we assault? How do we tackle this? The spells that we have at our disposal are now a little smaller than our unusually large party at the moment. So,
and we have to account for the prisoner.
Exactly. So as you're thinking about how you want to approach this, maybe I've given you a boon by having maybe you actually have 2 parties doing things simultaneously, if that's what I let this happen, so I guess that's an option to you. Oh, and speaking of the ring gates, real quick, I think I misspoke on how the turning on of how it goes. The exit side does not need to be turned on. You have to use a standard action to turn on the enter side, but then whatever you put through, it just comes out the exit side. So Johnny, you'd been talking about, maybe Grip has it and I pass him extracts. He wouldn't have to use the action economy at any point to turn it on. You can just, if yours is on, you can just use it.
So in other words, if Grip had one in his handy haversack that was just there, then I could send something through into his heavy handy haversack that he could then pull out as a move action.
Yes,
So you would be able to drop stuff into the haversack.
Yeah.
because
Yep.
gates can
Well,
do
through the
that.
ring.
Because gates are insane.
That's boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you could even just like tie it to the side of your belt, and then his arm
And it
could
just
come
could-
out of your body and hand it to you. Yeah, well, however you want to do it. Exactly. There's options.
That feels like a really good idea to me, unless anybody
Absolutely.
else disagrees.
And then if we need it for some sort of
Yeah.
transportive
Then, yeah,
thing, we
we
just
can
swap
always
it
switch
around.
it
The
out.
default should be that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. It's a standard action to open it,
Turn it on.
to turn it on, and I'm assuming it can't be left on all the time.
It could be.
Just be careful.
Just be careful.
I mean, I guess I'll ask, is there any reason why I couldn't put it for my handy haversack in like one of the openings? Where
I
it's
don't-
just
I don't see
where,
why
where I
not.
just leave it positioned there. So if I want to, I'm like, oh, I just put this in that one, and that's where it goes.
I'm totally gonna yes and that. That seems very reasonable for an 18th level.
Great.
Magic item. I
don't,
like it.
I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't,
don't think you
break
are-
It or
I don't
be,
think you
like,
are
rude
breaking
about
anything.
It. I just feel like that would be trying to figure out to make it the most useful and most efficient way to do it would be like, oh, I'm going to put this into the handy haversack, which doesn't provoke an attack of opportunity, and it goes right into there.
It's just
So
always on until
it's always
I
on.
take
It's
it
a
out
move
if I want.
action.
Yeah.
And if we turn it off, then we do.
Why do all these sausages keep showing up in my haversack?
Great.
It's gonna be like the Righteous Games
Great.
decapitated
That-
heads.
That's totally awesome.
So we could build a party around Pandora and Theraval that can take 2 other people to get the prisoner.
1, 2. Yeah, because it's a total of 5. It could be Pandora, Theraval, 2 others,
Yes. And then on the
and
way
still
back,
have one slot left for the prisoner.
what could others do and how would they get around?
Grip. When we talked about this, you said we weren't going in for a smash and grab.
Pandora just spins over, eyes wide, and stares at Grip.
Well, we might have talked about burning the place down a little bit.
That's what we said. We said if we're going back,
If these things work the way they're supposed to work, we could do both. We could get her and then go back and blow the fucker up.
yeah, but if we go back after we get her, they might already be on the lookout.
I could create diversions. Many of them.
Are we talking about the entirety of Okano or just Blossoming Thorn?
Well, I think just Blossom and Thorn. I don't think we can blow the whole city up.
Make a pretty hefty mark on our balance sheet.
It would also greatly increase the risk.
Aye. That it would.
Choices.
Is that the theme for book 4?
What do you choose? What do you prioritize?
Well, I have an idea, but
You want to know what I remember about that place? Is that what you asked, Dabs?
Anything that comes to mind. If we're thinking of traveling there, there's the possibility that we could use plants.
Rob, how big is this cell?
Let me take you to a map.
And I was there 5 years
You were
before
there
Rip Tusk was.
5 years before he came.
And so I was like 10,
9 when you moved.
9.
Yeah. All right. So are you all in an empty cell right now?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. So let me add Kaklatoth to the map so you can see exactly where you have been seeing her. So this cell was about 20 feet long, 10 feet deep. The eastern wall and the northern wall, right angles, but this western wall is part of the outside giant curve of the structure. So I think I've described it as a curved granite wall, and that's what you're now looking at right in there. Let me open this door here, and why don't I have you walk out and see the couple of rooms that you all would have seen. So step out of the room. You see that there are basically 3 cells with solid walls and sealable doors. This is where the special or particular or difficult folks were held. Very isolated chambers. This is the part of the floor where Grip and Roni were kept. If you move to the north, there is a large open chamber, and this was, of course, the place of misery. This is people were just packed in here in completely god-awful, unsanitary conditions. That giant circular hatch-looking thing on the east side of that room, that is a hatch that goes down to the sweatways. You would never have seen that open in your time there. If you go across the way, there's a door that opens up.
I'm sorry, is that because it wasn't opened, or just because we never would have been around when it was opened?
As far as you know, it was never opened, and it was specifically kept sealed and locked and barred on this side.
So that wasn't part of the boogeyman story? That wasn't like if you misbehave, you get thrown down this shaft, or was that?
No, it was like, even though you're kept in such close proximity to a door to freedom, don't use it.
Got it. Okay.
Right? It's like that, particularly cruel in that way.
Yep.
You're keeping them in a room where they could conceivably just go down.
But that's like, here, if you want to escape in like the sky prison.
Yep, exactly. Be
it's
my
like,
guest.
Yeah, feel free.
Yeah.
You can jump right off of this thing and be free.
Yep. That's exactly the spirit of it. And then go ahead and move up through the door and into the next chamber, and you'll see this room on the north curve of the first floor. And you can walk around that space a little bit. This is where animals and livestock were kept. So that meant different things at different times. Frequently camels, and then oftentimes dangerous and exotic wildlife that were being sold to gladiatorial arenas.
The space in the center.
Go through that door to the south, and you will find yourself in what was called the yard. It was basically the giant open space at the center of the donut that this place is shaped as. Anytime anybody was given any opportunity for exercise or anything, that's where this happened. You two weren't afforded that very often, but you would sporadically have been. So again, there are no windows on the exterior of this structure. There are, inside the yard, arrow slits on the second floor. So 50 feet up.
Shooting into the yard.
Into the yard.
Yeah.
And then you can
It's
see...
an exercise.
Yep, exactly. And you can see down on the southwest of the yard there is a giant portcullis there. That leads into... what's it called? The valley. There's this wide hallway that cuts through the donut to get access to the outside. There's a portcullis on the interior side and a portcullis on the exterior side. And you know that the ceiling is filled with murder holes, and all sorts of things like acid and burning oil and that kind of stuff were kept in the room above to rain on down there. Mm-hmm. And I think that's about all you ever would have seen here. But, that's about half of the first floor.
And how many floors do we think there are?
There are 2 floors, and then there is stuff up on the top. Biting Lash keeps a garden up there, and does spend most of her time when she's in the building up there because it's pretty.
Yeah, the more I think about what this place looked like, Bash is fucking right. Just tear it fucking down.
Yeah, it's truly awful to even have to be talking about it. That's just how grotesque this whole place is.
And
it just exists openly in the city because there's another one of these right down the street.
Right. Right.
Differently shaped with a different tyrant, but this is just the way of it.
And also, if we go in there and we go through and take out everybody and make a shit ton of noise, nobody's going to care.
No.
Because it doesn't affect their financial stuff at all.
Right.
And also, no awful noises come from all of these things.
The streets are literally filled with screams. Yes,
it's
exactly.
just literally like a prison island.
Yep.
Perhaps we should be discussing only 2 of us teleporting into the prisoner's cell. and taking her back, while the others create a distraction and do what it is you feel you need to do, which I condone wholeheartedly, but not at the risk of the only living being who knows where Neruzabin is that is not H.P. Lowles.
Or Ulf.
So that would, you think,
Then there's another problem of how does the other party get around and get there? But if there's plants on Okano,
are there plants on
garden.
Volcano? Or is it all
there's a garden
just
on top
sandstone?
of Blossoming Thorn.
There's a garden on top of Blossoming Thorn, and yeah, Paul was asking me the question on air. Let's get it on air.
Well, yeah, so would there be plants in Kathir that match up with plants in Okano? Possibly plants
Seem like
in the
they're
garden at
too far away.
Blossoming Thorn?
Yes, there are species of acacia trees that could conceivably be found in both places. It probably will land you in the mountains outside the city, but you're a 12th level party, so you'd have to travel a few miles, whatever. You'd figure it out.
But there'd be no way to actually like walk through something in the plants in her garden.
Unknown what plants are in her garden. You have to enter one of the thing that you're exiting from and then come out at the closest one that you can guess right there.
Right. So we like the Kathir, was that a lemon tree?
Yeah.
That literally could have been any lemon tree.
Yes.
Yes.
In the city.
Yes.
Yeah.
The spell moves you as close as possible to the desired location.
Great.
And how that you can do how many in one go?
You and one additional willing medium or smaller creature, or its equivalent per 3 caster levels. So
I could be telepathically bonded to the other party.
Looks like juniper trees too. Okay, you got your pick of
They're all
things
over-
that are large enough to step into that would conceivably be in both places.
So would you be picturing Theraval Pandora doing the grab?
I think we'd
And-
have to.
Yeah, and then the remaining 4 doing the distraction.
Katie would hate to miss it because it sounds like fun, but so the only issue is if there's a mishap on the teleport. Like everything has to go perfectly for that plan to execute.
would you want to plan this as similar to the way we did Fort Ailcourse? Start at the top and work our way
But
down?
I don't think we can start at the top.
The only way you can do that is if you can transport via plants directly to the top, which is a crapshoot.
So, I mean, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like the cell we were in is probably the only place that could be teleported directly to. Is that assumption right?
I would say Pandora could pick any of the rooms that I just showed you.
Okay.
I could also teleport more of us and then dimension door some of us to the cell.
Also,
Grip. If we go there and that place is packed, we can't leave them there.
If you free the slaves into the streets, then they'd only get captured again, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And if they tried to escape below, there's the corpse orgy.
Certainly alone, that would be a death sentence as well. It's by design.
But if you teleport to the corpse orgy, kill the corpse orgy.
Are there any plants near the corpse orgy?
Yes, I mean, if the goal is truly to
all right.
devastate the city's defenses,
That is
destroying the corpse orgy is first order of business.
it would be a major blow.
I mean, if
Possibly
we did that,
the only significant blow that you could make.
Yeah, a group of 6 people could do. Yeah.
7 with Frederick.
Severin with Frederick. Hey, buddy.
If we did that, then I would feel okay about letting them loose into the sweatways. But that means that's what we're going to do.
I want to be clear, what we're going to do is to rescue the prisoner. Who can tell us when Neruzabin is? I don't think we can lose sight of that. I'm not saying any other goal isn't worthwhile, or that we shouldn't do it. But I don't believe, and I won't abide by a plan that puts the prisoner where the prisoner is the expense.
So I made a history check and got a lot of information about Okano. But Is there a more specific check to be made about the thing that the corpse orgy is?
It's a unique creature. There's nothing to know about it until you look at it. You gotta look at it. There's nothing written in a book.
But is it a religion check?
I don't know.
Do you even think it's something we can destroy?
I don't think that you and I could destroy it on our own.
Theraval would certainly be a potent weapon, I think.
Yeah.
All right, so it feels like we're at a weird party place where like half the party is interested in going in and freeing prisoners and taking out this building, and the other half is interested in going in and just getting the prisoner out. So what do we want to do?
I know you've been looking down at the ground a lot recently, Bash. I don't know if you ever saw it or not. I never did.
No, I never saw it.
But it never sounded like something that was even faceable. But of course, in those days, I don't think we knew what real power was.
And that's what they would have wanted you to believe.
That's true. I mean, I couldn't envision doing things I could do then. You probably couldn't envision doing what you can do now. And the likes of Pandora, the likes of Dabs. So maybe it is. Dabbook, what are you thinking?
If our primary course is to go on from this place, how does attacking Blossoming Thorn as an organization help us do that?
It might help some of us live with themselves as they move forward, which is not an insignificant consideration.
No, I mean, in answer to your question, no, this little passion project does not help the larger goal at all. It does not. But I don't know how it will feel to see that place again. I don't know how much rational thought that might be hard to come by when we are standing in that forsaken fucking place again. But we have to do it one way or the other. We're going to have to stand there.
I'm your friend, both of you. I will help you if this is what you want.
Bash sort of strokes the alchemical torch and kind of chuckles to himself.
This isn't vanity. But I can't set my foot back in that place and not try to destroy it and not try to get those people out. The 9-year-old boy that Wherein dragged to that place kicking and screaming, I promised myself far too much to ever go back to that place again and not leave it better. And if that means that you all have to go on without me to rescue the prisoner, then that's what you got to do. But I can't. Either we go in there and we do something to destroy that place and help the people that are there, or I got to sit this one out.
Bash looks over at Pandora.
It's not my mission. I defer to the group.
I know nothing of this biting lash. I know nothing of Volcano. I don't know what horrors you faced and what pain you faced, but I can feel they were life-altering and that it is still with you. I am torn because continuing on this journey to face the dark tapestry and the way the dark tapestry has touched your prior concerns, that is my motivating factor. But the sound of this abomination under the city, it is hard to walk away from. The thought of leaving something like that. They both touch my heart, they both touch my cause. I will walk either path, but I do not feel it is my decision, because it is not my past, it is not my pain, and so I feel it is not my choice.
Oh, friends, bring me with you if you can. I can be of great help. I like the idea of doing something to help stop the suffering of others. Yes, bring me if you can.
Great. 4-2. It's decided.
Who's the two?
2 abstained.
Who abstained?
Theraval and Bandora. They said they'd go with the group and didn't want to make a choice.
Grip is still wrestling. This is what Grip is still wrestling with. Like, taking down Blossom and Thorn, like that registers in my fucking head. But there's a part of me, I'm not going to lie, there's a self-preservating part of me that wants to know how many fucking 5,000-year-old things do we have to fix?
Good question.
That's a question.
Yeah.
Brother, we're already living on borrowed time.
I know that. But if the larger mission fails, then solving the smaller mission doesn't fucking matter. That's what I keep coming back to, and that's why I don't know that going for the corpse orgy is the right thing to do. I'm all for the split, the snatch and grab, and the take out, fucking bite and lash, but I don't know. I don't know how to solve the fucking corpse orgy.
I wonder if the prisoner knows.
I wonder if the prisoner fucking cares.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
I left some spells unprepared so that we could have this conversation, and then I just need about 15 minutes to get ready. And
I would rather go tomorrow, only because I have restoration prepared today and could undoubtedly use something more useful.
And then Theraval would also be at full prep.
Yeah.
So the overland travel options we have are Dabwick has transport via plants. Can that get the whole party?
no.
Teleport.
Nothing can get the whole party.
Can't get the whole party. Word of recall.
And
is
also,
only a
also
return.
Windwalk. Actually, what's the total distance we're traveling?
426 miles.
Is there any way to bring a seed from one of these plants, plant it in the courtyard after we clear out the place, and then continue to just send prisoners home via tree stride until they're all out, even if we have to stay there for a day? I don't know how many spells of that you'd be able to do or anything like that.
It's a very high
About-
level
it's
spell.
very high
Yeah.
level, yeah.
Would we have any recollection, like if the place was at capacity, how many enslaved people would there be? Hundreds and hundreds?
Best guess would be somewhere between 50 and 80. Could vary pretty widely depending on the moment and what's going on. Yeah. You're definitely not talking hundreds,
Okay.
but you're probably not talking a dozen folks, if that
Gotcha.
makes sense.
Yep.
If we could get them out that way, what would we do with them? They will be weak and hungry and need help. We should account for that.
How many people are left at the
Yeah, maybe two. Maybe I think they're going to
Barracks?
Yeah.
It is way understaffed at the moment, but they're still there. I mean, they're staying through the third at the very least when the place closes, and
how
then
many-
it just sounds like a couple of them might stick around.
How
And
many people does that hold?
it's been populated by I think 22 or 23, if I recall correctly. So it could hold up to 30 or 40 comfortably, and then more under different circumstances.
Maybe that would be a nice purpose for
I
them.
was just gonna say maybe
The
that
Nethisian's not,
not
necessarily- really
super warm and fuzzy,
most-
but also you've got these brothers and sisters now looking for a purpose in their life.
Yes.
I think that I this is okay. This is what Grip with his headband of wisdom thinks we should do.
Wise grip.
I think let's do the original plan of the two-pronged grab the prisoner with Theraval and Pandora, and the four of us go in and start taking out the fucking denizens of that place. Figure out a way from there, whether it be by plant or by wind or by word of recall. Yeah, well,
We'll be gone.
Yeah, the problem with that is that the two main spellcasters who would be able to get us out of there, they're somewhere else. Unless one of them wants to stay behind.
Well, Theraval could grab the prisoner and word of recall back here and leave the rest of you to do what you do there. She'd be out of the city. She would not be in the middle of the fight. It pulls him out of the fight, but it would keep her safe.
Then we only have Dimension Door for an exit plan and transport via plants.
But in that instance, you would have both Pandora and Dabwick.
Right.
If we did the Theraval
Yes.
jumps alone.
Because then
To the other continent.
maybe
The only issue I see with that is that the prisoner does not know Theraval at all.
But did
yeah.
communicate the dream last night.
Right.
Yep.
And then maybe doing that, if we can at least save some of those people and get a sense of if going below is something we want to tackle now.
I would not recommend us going below without Theraval.
Yep.
Agreed.
Like we finally have a cleric who can channel, and can you spontaneously cast cure spells?
Yes. So then maybe that's your two prongs. The two prong is actually doing the assault and the snatch and grab simultaneously, and then the second prong is
Corpse orgy.
corpse orgy if you decide based on what you see, hear, and accomplish
In getting the people out.
in getting the people
It's
out
a
or whatever.
multi-day plan,
It
but we
is.
get everything done. Maybe we
Yeah.
do.
Fingers crossed, right?
We certainly have accounted for the possibility that we might get everything done over the course of days.
Oh my God, I just came up with something that made me so happy. The ring gates. Because I was like, we don't have a way to communicate between one thing and the other, but we do with the ring gates.
Yeah.
Because literally,
can stick
you
your
just
head
hold them
through.
up and be like, hey, so
Yep.
I'm sticking my face out of here and talking to you now.
We also have a telepathic.
And the
bond.
telepathic bond too.
But that would wear out at a certain point and you wouldn't be able to touch him.
Oh, over the course of the days.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with the ring gates,
Yeah, give one to Theraval
give
so
one
that
to Theraval
We could
so
also
we would always be able
we could
to.
also revamp the telepathic bond through the ring gate.
Oh, you could.
You
Is
could.
it by touch?
Yeah. I just can't get everybody in the telepathic bond either. So,
Oh, that's fun.
but yeah.
But you could do 2 telepathic bonds.
That's a fun use of that gate. Yeah, this
We
is
are
the
playing Portal. You're right.
this is the part I've been waiting for of like the shenanigans you're going to do with this gate. It's like
Well, 'cause
I
was sitting
love
there going,
this stuff.
I was sitting there going like, okay, that's great, but we won't be able to communicate with one another. Like communication will cut off at a certain point. But with the ring gate,
Maybe not.
because you're not sending like, all you're doing is sticking like your face into it and talking.
It all adds up to 100 pounds, but yeah,
So
as long as
there
you don't
is
abuse
a
it.
restriction on the telepathic bond
what
that
is
no
it?
two creatures can be more than 30 feet apart.
Oh, however,
And I mean, technically they are way more than 30 feet apart, but
But
does
not
the
to
ring-
you.
Not to
It's
me.
a
It doesn't
wormhole.
matter.
You
It's
mean
a
when,
wormhole.
when it's cast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I want to embrace the 18th level nature of that item. Like,
I mean,
yeah,
that is a game
Actually,
breaking.
It is a
there is,
ring hole.
there is nothing about me not having to. I would
Oh,
just
great.
have to be a conduit between the two different castings.
yeah, that's doable.
right?
That's not
Yeah.
a big deal.
So then let me make sure that I understand this. So one group would go in with the trees and start at the top and work our way down assaulting, and the other group would teleport directly to
The prisoner.
the prisoner and then
hopefully.
teleport out, and you'd stay there until we got to you?
I would dimension door to you.
Great. Okay.
And,
And the fourth level spells
and
just
at that-
go ticking down.
And at that point, Theravol's going back to Kathir
With the prisoner.
With Klakatath.
I think if we
Kaklatath.
Kaklata.
Kaklatath.
I think if we talk to the stewards about this plan and then stay a full day here, we can count this as a sanctuary. Like, I don't think you can count it right now as a sanctuary because
That's
Theraval
fair.
doesn't know it.
Yeah.
But with a little bit of time, sleeping overnight here, walking the space, getting accustomed to it. I mean, Word of Recall is also a high level spell. Let's embrace it. Yeah, it could absolutely pop right back here.
That would also give me time to
Do
put a
some
few
more transcribing.
formulas
And I can go on a date.
You gonna go on a date?
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm so excited.
and I would have time to like make more ammunition.
And we could do a little bit more therapy, maybe, for those who are still sitting on some.
And maybe some lesser restorations
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Sure.
others who are gonna have to give therapy.
Does Neb consider leaving Frederick behind, knowing that this is where you're all returning to, and knowing that Frederick is a drain on teleportation resources and is potentially one more thing that needs to be buffed? Does he even consider it?
Wow, the thought of making sure that your familiar is safe rather than something that is driving you. That's really interesting.
There's obviously some mechanical penalties. You lose a few, bumps to perception, and
But also that means that we can't camp.
Right.
Well, you could, just Neb wouldn't be able to re-up their spells. I like the idea of Neb wanting to protect Frederick and keeping them safe. That's a great prompt. I like that a lot.
You mean by
What
keeping
does that
them
mean?
here?
By keeping them here.
Oh, by not exposing them to danger?
Yes.
Okay.
Purposely gimping the party. I love it.
And boy, like
There's no limit on hexes.
I know. I'm saying I love it.
big emotion, big tears, big fear to be left behind. So you're having to do a little bit of the hurling rocks at the dog to make it go away.
Oh.
You know, I mean, it's not quite that traumatic
Right.
because, of course, he is able to literally understand the explanation that this is for your safety. But
Right.
The child clinging to your leg when you're like, I have to go.
yeah, a
I
little
don't
traumatic.
know that I can keep you safe,
But buddy, I'm supposed to be by your side.
but you have the possibility of another life. Without me, if something goes wrong, I wouldn't be able to manage it.
I cannot conceive of such a thing. Buddy, hugging your leg. Buddy.
I will return for you. I swear it.
This little weasel just gnashing.
Crying, yes. Rolling like on the ground like a toddler.
Eric. Well, the eldest stewards of the vault are like,
Huh.
you're leaving the spine.
This is our job now.
Great. We were looking for a purpose.
Is this a plan?
Wow.
Have we made a fucking plan?
I'm exhausted again.
I simply can't play
I'm so
anymore.
ready to blow shit up now. All I want to do is blow things up right
So it's the first. You've used up a bunch of the first. I think you stay here on the second, and then you leave on the third.
Yeah.
Midnight on the third is when the Mysterium seals up. And as far as you know, it really is just the gates disjoin.
So the Mysterium, the first floor stays exactly the same.
People could still go into the university level and read all the John Grisham and
Yes.
and
Yeah. So awesome. Are we stuffing a lesser restoration down Bash's throat today? Reminding everybody that Johnny will not do it himself.
because
You have to do it at him.
because he doesn't think that there's anything wrong with himself.
All right, I do have
Nobody's
one
had
prepared.
that conversation with him.
Theraval
Zoro will
also
take
does.
it if he doesn't.
Theraval also has one prepared.
I've got one prepared, and I can use the pearl power to
gonna
cast
make
it a
sure
second
that I
time today.
Great. So Dabs can cast it on themselves and offer one to Bash, and Theraval can cast it on Pandora. Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Roll them up.
I forget. What do I roll for that?
1d2.
Not very much,
Nope.
but
2.
down to 3.
How much for Dabwick?
So that's 1 point.
Dabwick's down to 2.
And who else am I casting this on?
Bash.
Bash.
But in secret.
Hey, buddy.
Only 1 point.
All right. Down to 12.
Ugh.
Oh,
Oh,
thanks, Dabs. I
Now I
really
can
felt
stay
like I
up
had.
all night.
No, I felt like this tension in my head and my back, and I just.
Theraval
Thanks.
also
I
has
really
a
feel a lot better.
full restoration prepared.
and there's no material cost if all we're doing is using it for sanity.
Really?
Yes.
Look, I've got it too.
You can only take one per day, so you want to. He was very open to the conversation yesterday, Theraval. Yeah.
So I see you've made some more progress on your projects there.
Yeah. I'm still trying to work on some.
How much time do we have today now?
You would have an
The
8-hour
rest of the
shift.
day,
Yeah.
All right. Well then, yeah, he'd do another, try to get some more formulas into his formula book.
I heard an interesting story about the cosmos, and he disguises his casting of restoration as a story of whatever the equivalent in the Galarian universe of the Horsehead Nebula is.
Yeah.
Pandora's just going to cast it on herself.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
So both of you rolled 2d4.
4.
Pandora is free and clear.
6 for Bash.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
So we know Bash is doing some transcribing of formulas into his formula book. Pandora's going on a date. Tell us how that
later,
goes.
I
Yeah.
think,
We're going to move
yeah.
through this day here. So how does that date go?
I think she pops by during the day to say, I'd love
Professor?
to take you up on that offer of tea this evening. It seems I'll be here for another day or two.
Best news I've had all day.
I think it goes great.
Yeah.
She runs through all the languages she knows. He runs through all the
Oh.
languages
How long is
he
that gonna
knows.
take?
I mean, forever.
It's ours.
Yeah.
Oh, this is fun
She's
too.
getting ideas for future languages she wants to learn.
Absolutely. And like having these weird kind of high level twitches of.
Yeah,
I know
that
that
one
language when
seems
when he
familiar. That's-
speaks
yeah.
a language you have not yet encountered. Yeah, that's fun.
They have a whole thing in Hallett.
Nice.
And they have the chamomile tea
Okay.
because they had the ginger.
Yeah.
When she gets home from the date, Grip is sitting up reading the paper, smoking his pipe, going, was wondering when you were going to get in.
She seems pretty relaxed. She seems pretty like, I just did something that didn't have anything to do with saving the world.
And,
for a
and what is
couple
turning out to
hours
be your favorite city in the world?
in the whole world.
How did you deal with the lack of utter horror?
I didn't go insane. It was amazing.
Outstanding.
And Dabs and Neb. What is Neb doing today? I know, we got to
right?
give this guy a life, right?
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Well, we would have had a long time. I think Pandora would love to spend time with Neb and draw out interests. And he talked so much about choices yesterday and never having any. And I think she would love to it's not like therapy, but she would love to delve into what that means and where it could take him.
So maybe a stroll along the Azure Canal in the
Yeah.
afternoon before your date to just
Yeah.
get those two talking in a non-hostile
Yeah.
or crazy environment. Yeah, that's
Give
fun.
Frederick a walk.
Yeah, I think she's very curious about someone who has nothing but opportunity ahead of them that they've never had before, and she brings a hopeful mood to this conversation because that can be scary. You've been directed your whole life,
Yeah.
but I think she tries to highlight the hope in it and the goodness in having options and deciding your own fate.
Yeah. I like that.
What color is your shirt? And
My shirt is right here. You can see what color it is.
it's blue.
Oh, God, that was so funny.
And Dabwick, what's their meditation today? What's the topic? Where they're putting their mind?
Thinking of the back to the infiltration of Fort Hale, of course, and what worked. Imagining, not knowing what to plan for, but trying to picture a situation similar. Yeah.
And hopefully no stairs.
Hopefully no stairs.
Hopefully no stairs. Let's talking through what each of y'all are doing on the 2nd. How do you spend your time? I think why don't we start with Theraval, since we know part of the day for him, at least, if not much of the day, has to be spent simply wandering the halls of these barracks to make it his sanctuary, right?
Yes.
And what else when he's not doing that? What else is our elf friend doing?
I mean, I think it's largely about that. It's about learning the space, and it's about trying to, like, this is kind of the first time he will ever be prepping himself for like a known adventure. I don't know if that's the right wording, but
yeah.
So I think he's just putting a lot of thought into the spells he has, many of which are have come to him very recently. Very recently.
The last few weeks, yes.
So I think it's a lot of that. I think it's a lot of prep.
Yeah. What's his good deed for the day?
Ooh, what is his good deed for the day? He will. How many other people are in the sanctuary with him?
6, and usually 2 are out at the door of the Mysterium, and 2 would be sleeping. So I mean, it really is just like a couple of folks awake any given time that you're awake and moving around there. So if we're talking about during the daytime, the cook, and let's say,
I think anytime I notice him leaving the kitchen unattended,
Yeah.
I'm going to find something that just needs cleaning or
Yeah.
fixing. So every time he comes back, it's a little better off than when he left.
yes, awesome. Who's next?
Bash will go.
Yeah.
Okay, so yesterday, I did more extracts. Last night, I stayed up to work on ammunition, and then took a lesser restoration this morning to make myself be able to do stuff today. I'll make sure
Roll
I mark
1d2.
Oh, well, that's right. I get to do that too. 1.
5 sanity damage remaining.
And then today is more extracts, adding them into my formula book.
Fantastic.
furiously copying. And
Is there more sanity damage that needs to be dealt with? Would lesser restorations help anyone today? Because I don't really have a lot of spell prep for today.
Prep a restoration.
Okay.
As Theraval has been doing the last few days, just kind of slipping in and getting to know Bash while he's working and surreptitiously, just dropping a little lesser or greater restoration bomb on him. Why don't you do that today as well during the course of the day?
Okay.
And then I think Dabs is at the place where they'll probably take care of themselves.
Right,
They've just got 2
right.
points remaining. So between today and tomorrow, we'll be in the clear.
I want to throw in one little
Yeah.
thing that while Bash is working on these formulas and stuff, in his head, he sees that room, that like 10 by 20
The prison
sliver of a room that he and Grip were in
Yeah.
for 2 years and him for 7 years since he was a child.
Yes.
And in his head, he's like, I'm not going back there. Like I'm not going back to that. That is not an option. And so at the same time, he's like looking at the stuff that he has, and he has realized that all of the time that he spent with all of this alchemical stuff has made him immune to poison.
Mm-hmm.
And so he cannot bring that with him as a last-ditch effort if things go wrong. He has no way out, so he
can't have the cyanide tooth
exactly
plan. Yeah. Yeah.
So he's trying to think of something, but he's just like, that's not how I'm going down.
And Robert, why don't you roll the 2d4?
That's a total of 4.
Lesser will polish it off.
In the morning. Yeah, tomorrow. Great. Dabwick, you want a lesser restoration yourself today?
Yes. That's 2 points.
Down to 0. Woohoo. We are taking care of business. What is on Dabwick's agenda today?
Dabwick thinks of Volcano as a place that has been knocked out of balance on purpose. So their last day in Kathir is a time to really soak in all the greatness of the city, all the balance in the city. Notice how things intertwine and how things work together to create balance, to sort of center themselves for the journey ahead.
That's nice. And it is a really interharmonious blend of not just worldly cultures, but extraplanar cultures. There are people from all over the planet and all over the multiverse who make their home here and get along and in many cases, thrive and enjoy the beauty and the wide open spaces and the commerce and the time spent with loved ones. And yeah, it is
like a city should.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I see why. The more we talk about it, kind of like Pandora, the more I want to move there. What about Pandora?
Pandora's going to do her early morning meditation with the awakening of the city. But since today is there's no real agenda today.
Yeah.
She's trying something. As she meditates, she seeks out a memory, she now understands that this is, of when this person, and she acknowledges how strange it is to know that she once was this person and doesn't know her name, is sleeping. So she's trying to seek out a dream where she can talk to her in a dream. Where she can manifest. She's trying to manifest herself in one of this person's dreams. Because they won't know who I am.
Because you don't exist yet.
I don't exist yet. She's seeking counsel.
Yeah.
With the planning of the trip to Okano all happening and various ideas, who's going to go with who and what do we accomplish and what do we do this. She makes contact with this fiery priestess of Syrinscape and explains that they have a dual mission here, that their main thing they're trying to do is rescue one person, but that there is a greater wrong happening here. She's basically posing the question do you risk the mission for the greater good? Or what do you do? And I think the answer is resounding. You cannot allow the evil there to stand.
From this priestess of Syrinscape?
Yes.
Yes.
It is if you can destroy this city, that's what you should be doing.
Why are
right?
you even asking me the question?
Why are you even? Yeah, and I think Pandora is a little humbled. Like, you're right. But
Fascinating.
But she doesn't explain the prime mission and
Right.
its importance. So, but she comes out of this.
Having gotten a little bit of advice from herself,
Yeah,
essentially.
And, today she's going to take Bit of Luck, because why not? As a 3rd level cleric spell, just to have it. And she then seeks out Theraval.
Friend, you know of a spell called Commune.
Of course.
Is this something you can do?
It is prepared today, yes.
Oh, how convenient.
As it turns out.
I believe if we go to this place, we must leave it in a better condition than we find it. And I think the only way to do it is to destroy this corpse orgy.
Yes.
Is this something you would be willing to commune about? Its nature, how we might destroy it, whether we can destroy it?
Of course, yes. I think that is a wise course of action. I would be happy to commune with the butterfly.
Fun. So we established in the interlude that Theraval probably does this kind of connection with his goddess in the evening. So maybe this is something we do right before we sit down to kind of finalize the plans at the end of the day. Sound good?
Yeah.
Great. Gripper.
I think Grip is spending his day walking the city. I think he's apprehensive about the thought of returning to Okano, because as these memories have been coming back to him, this book, he definitely liked not having those memories in his head.
Yes.
Like, as far as not remembering things, that was a good thing to not remember.
That was a gift for a while. Yeah.
So I think he's just running through a lot of that. He's looking at this amazing city. I think he stops briefly at the temples to different gods. He might not even know why, but he
Just like watch and listen a little bit.
just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think he winds up back by the water. And I think he's very conscious of his missing fingers today.
Oh, yeah. Missing hair, missing flesh, missing fingers.
But the fingers being so tightly tied to Okano.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the brand too, of course, but
That's less in his awareness, right?
right, because he doesn't,
Yeah.
unless he's doing
Yeah.
rubbing the back of his neck, he can forget that that's there. And I think if it's a sunny day, he's enjoying his arms being bared to the sunlight.
It is. You know what? After all that time spent for whatever 60 to 80 episodes in Act 3, with the constant refrain being "there's nowhere to go," and you all were just packed in. I love this idea of everybody just kind of going their separate ways, strolling this very beautiful city on their own, taking some time inside their own headspace. It feels like a real gift to these people who have had a very troubled 3 months of life.
I think Pandora might go back for tea.
Of course, take advantage of it.
And Professor Rubin.
Yeah.
And also, this city has to feel like one of the safest places that we've been to.
Right. Even though it's like one of the higher leveled cities, when you just like look at the crunch of it, and there's a lot of dangerous things here, it operates on a level of such hospitality and domesticity and intertwining of different species and cultures and everything. And yeah, like it really is.
Well, and also, like, if there's a problem in the city, there are many, many, many factions and people that will be coming down on it like a monster hammer.
With the power of the Emperor behind them. Yes. And what about strange little Neb? What's our fuzzy weirdo doing?
Hey, buddy, what's on the agenda today?
Well, along the same lines, Neb is experiencing the first few days of independence
Yeah.
and camaraderie with Frederick.
Yes.
And so I
Who's always asking you what you want to do
right,
instead of telling you to follow.
which Neb is not pressured by,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't quite know how to make a decision for themselves just yet. Is experimenting. I think I want to go down this street. I think I want to try this food.
Starting small. Yeah. That's really fun. So just like getting used to making choices.
Right. I'm going to stand here and just listen to this music for a little while. I have nowhere else to be.
And that's okay.
And that's okay. And no one's going to tell me to do something else.
I love that.
Please don't ever get seated.
Yeah, so for the commune, do we gather everyone together, or is this just a Pandora Theraval thing, do you think?
If anyone who wants to come, I think, should be able to.
Great. So is anybody not joining for this?
I don't see any reason
Great.
why I wouldn't. Yeah.
Great. So consider us all together as Theraval brings us where? Where do you want to do this?
Well, so
Under the night sky.
The roof of the building across the street from the Mysterium, is there like a place on the top of that where
In the barracks.
in the barracks?
Oh.
Because
There
I feel like
absolutely would
I feel
be.
like we would also be reconnecting with them during this time and talking to them about our
Theraval's
plans.
been there all day.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. And Robert, so the Mysterium itself is tucked down, is kind of between a bunch of much taller buildings. So this barracks building is also surrounded on many sides by taller buildings. So there would be, as the
little pockets of shadow,
pockets
and
of shadow and light.
that might alter as clouds
Yeah.
move over the stars. Yeah, I think I like that. I like using that sort of top-down topography as
Do you
the.
draw a little Y and an N on the roof?
I think he just understands darkness is good and light is bad as he does this.
Positive and negative.
Yeah. And you have 500 gold pieces worth of incense available to you?
I do have incense worth 500 gold pieces.
Great.
Which I will turn to 0.
All right, so then praying and communing with the night sky for 10 minutes. Actually, the whole group gathered in a circle where this sliver between the buildings is leaving a ray of light that kind of bisects this circle as Theraval is standing in a pose of ecstasy, and then the clouds in the sky begin moving unnaturally fast, and you see the light on the ground flickering almost on and off and on and off and on and off, and then all goes dark. How many questions you get? You get 12?
As many as 12.
Let's jump in.
So as the praying continues, he starts to get that ecstatic look on his face, and these kind of wispy colors start to flow around him, purples and oranges of the nebulae in the night sky. Silence between. Hear my prayer. We seek out on a quest of great danger and peril that touches your works, and is the culmination of the quest you have set upon me. We will face an entity in Okano known as the Corpse Orgy. Is this entity undead?
A random flicker of lightning across the night sky does a wipe of the surface of this building, as in like, here we go now. And then after the flash of lightning, all is illuminated. The corpse orgy is not undead.
Is the Corpse Orgy an aberration?
All goes dark.
Are there wards blocking teleportation into Blossoming Thorn?
The clouds shift, the space is illuminated.
Are there wards blocking teleportation out of Blossoming Thorn? No. Silence between. Can a group comprised of Grip, Neb, Dabwick, Pandora, and Sebastianus stand against the Corpse Orgy and survive?
This distant lightning storm over the desert that just began as you reached out to the heavens. There's like another rumble. There's a rumble in the distance and a weird flicker of lightning just outside of the city that dances the light across the surface of this building. And Theraval speaks in a feminine voice, With luck on your side. And he would process that as, that is not a no, but
Not a given.
hesitant to say yes.
Okay. Does the corpse orgy have the means to detect invisible creatures?
All goes dark.
Don't waste our time there.
Is the corpse orgy evil?
With capital E.
With a capital
Just
E.
checking.
And whether it was originally or not is impossible to know, but whatever the Pact Masters have done to it, yes, it is now a creature of pure evil.
Ask if it would attack us if it thought we were gnolls.
Would the corpse orgy attack our party if we were disguised as gnolls?
Another flicker of lightning across the sky, and Theraval speaks. Not if it believed your disguise. Pretty clearly a depends.
Yeah.
Does if it makes it save?
Well, as soon as I asked it, I wish I had phrased it that way. But,
You got more questions.
You threw me a bone.
So that was 8.
I mean, just selfishly, I want to know this one. I think we all know what the question is.
On behalf of our sister Pandora,
Is it affected by mind affecting
is the
effects?
corpse orgy affected by mind affecting effects?
Sort of a running joke.
Deep, deep darkness. Yes. Yes.
The butterfly is getting annoyed.
Thunder goes
I
louder.
sense great frustration on the
Don't
part.
think it's the butterfly.
Severe
We'll
annoyance.
skip question 12 then. So we're open. What else people got?
3 more.
3 more.
Is Dabwick just the best?
Simply the best.
Will freedom of movement protect us from
Yeah,
its
great one. Great
greatest from it?
Yes. Will freedom of movement aid in our efforts against the corpse orgy?
Darkness. Yes. And I think it's a. I'm trying to remember. This is the one that's helpful. So,
Yeah.
the darkness is very brief, almost as if sending a message of like, sure. You know, not like
Why not?
not like, oh my god, without it you are doomed, but kind of like, yes, that will be useful,
Okay.
but
okay.
not like
Right,
that will save your life against
that
it.
is the keystone.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, do we want to ask about the prisoner's motives?
Do the prisoner's motives align with our motives?
Deep darkness.
Last question.
And I think, a modeled, patchy, interesting darkness. Like, it probably does not think about things the way you think about them, or maybe have the exact literal same objective.
Right.
But it is not acting counter to anything you consider to be an objective. And it would actually be acting towards things you might consider to be an objective. But the way it might be processing that could be completely different than you are.
Understood. Okay,
Do you
here,
want
how
to
about
ask
this?
if it's misleading us?
Just straight up, are we being misled?
Yeah.
Finally, my goddess, are we being misled by Kaklata?
Clouds shift, bright light? No.
Bye. See you next time.
And as the
Bye,
spell
guys.
ends out of his eyes and nose and ears, just little of that otherworldly star stuff. Just
Oh, I love that.
Dissipates into the ether.
learn some stuff.
Learn some shit.
Good stuff.
So the fact that it's not undead makes me not as nervous if Theraval is not there.
Same. The question about disguising ourselves as gnolls is interesting to me. But are we all agreed that we're going to try to do the corpse orgy? Or am I feel like that was a little nebulous at the end of last time. Is my understanding that if we destroy the corpse orgy, I mean, I've been kind of thinking it like, then Okano can, from multiple avenues, take care of itself. There is a means of escape, there is a means of rescue. Is that a gross oversimplification?
It is, no, I would call it a slight oversimplification. I think the thing I would add on to that is if you want it to be as meaningful of a strike as possible, not only do you have to remove it, but you have to make sure that it is known that it has been destroyed, whether that's publicly or privately somehow. You got to let people know that this has happened, and then there are wheels in place in the region, people who are working to try to change the situation on the ground there.
So we could get some people out through our transport by plants or I don't know. I think that's
or if you take down the corpse orgy like through the sewers yourselves,
Yes.
whatever, and open the way ahead of you.
Yeah.
Yes. And then maybe you tell one of them to find so and so. You figure out how does the word get spread.
Right.
If it just happens in isolation, it's probably another few years before anybody. Because
Yeah,
it's such
we need it to be
a
thing.
So I think there's just like there is one last thing that you'll have to figure out how to handle, which is who do we tell and how do we let them know?
Which could be
It could be simple. It could be hard. Whatever.
diplomacy check at
Exactly.
some point. Then
Exactly.
In the right place. Okay.
Yeah. Does that make sense though as like a final piece?
Yes,
Because as I think about the way this thing is
absolutely.
talked about, everyone's just going to assume it's still there.
Right.
If like you said, there's organizations that
I mean,
are like on like their
There's-
goal is to try to affect change. If somehow I don't know that we can make sure they know too. And
There's
so-
no way that people don't have spies in this city. There's no way that there aren't people in the city trying to do things like that all the time.
That's safe to assume. So what is the order for tomorrow? Is it Corpse Orgy first or Blossoming Thorn first?
Blossoming Thorn.
Okay.
Blossoming Thorn. And then there's also a very good possibility that we may be waiting. We may be camping in Blossoming Thorn and then going, depending on how hard it is.
Yeah.
Sleeping overnight?
Yes.
Everyone except for Bash.
It's just tempting fate.
No, Bash is definitely going to sleep tonight.
A lot of planning, y'all. Fruitful conversation. We'll pick up next time. That's the end of chapter 188. Thanks, my friends. That was
Thank
fun.
you.
Dark Nexus is produced by Plug and Hum Productions. This podcast uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Incorporated, used under Paizo's fan content policy. This podcast is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, please visit paizo.com. That's PAIZO.com. Dark Nexus uses music and soundscapes by Syrinscape. Check them out at Syrinscape.com. That's SYRINSCAPE.com. Opening and closing themes, along with additional music composed by Rob Kauzlaric. Artwork for Dark Nexus is by Matt Wahlquist. And thanks to DMCP, Richard and Ari, Paul and Shannon, Scotty, Jason, Jess, Joe, Chelsea, Matt, Dave, Derek, Darren, Michaela, J.H., the Biscuit Buddies, and everyone we've gamed with over the years for all the memories and inspiration. I got a thing to share.
Share it.
Share it.
I mean, a
Share
thing.
it. Why don't
Share
you?
it.
I mean, a thing.
What is
Show me-
it?
show me the-
Why don't you share it?
Why won't you
Oh my
share
God.
it?
Look at your screens and shut your cake holes.
Ooh.